We are part of a wonderful nation, the best in history. It's a special nation. And what's made the nation special is that it's founded on these biblical Christian principles and values. Britain is great because of Christianity. That is the foundation, and anything with a strong foundation will stand. Anything with a weak foundation will fall. And if the foundation is Jesus Christ, then it's strong because he's the solid rock. You can't go wrong. You can't fail. If I tell you, many of you know my testimony already, but I was a homeless street musician in Manchester, 2007, 2008, around that time. And I couldn't shake off the rock and roll lifestyle, the drugs, the alcohol. It was constant. And I was on a spiral down, only ways down. And when I was at rock bottom, I went into a Manchester Cathedral and asked the God I didn't believe in, the God I would even say I hated, for help. I said, God, if you're real, then help me. And that was me inviting the solid foundation into my life. Without that solid foundation, I was failing miserably. I was ready to check out. I was ready to take my own life. And when I say this, people think it's an exaggeration, and it's not. So that was because I had no foundation. Try and build a house or a building on a bad foundation. It will end up falling. It will crack somewhere and it will end up crumbling. And that's exactly what happens when Christianity, the Holy Bible, is not the foundation. That's what happens. It happens to the best of them. Why are celebrities always crumbling? Because the pressure is so great, and if that solid foundation's not there, it's a problem. You see people like Russell Brand, Jordan Peterson, Denzel Washington, very recently, publicly coming to Christ in a big way. And it's not a surprise. In fact, it started some years ago, really, with Justin Bieber. And then, of course, Kanye West had his spell. Snoop Dogg released his gospel album. So you see these celebrities paying homage and getting themselves into a deeper life with Christianity more and more and more. Because I think, especially for these guys who are super successful, you see a lot of videos and stories and interviews where they say when you get there, you realize it's not what you expected and it's not everything. And I think when people get there, they realize that there ain't nothing that can fully satisfy you except for Christ. It's simple as that. So once I put the solid foundation of Christ into my life, then everything changed from that point. Now, everything is from a place of strength, from a place of encouragement, positivity, wisdom, because of that solid foundation of Jesus Christ. So whoever you are out there, if you're not with the Lord Jesus, my encouragement for you is give Jesus a try. I always say this. I always say that if you're somebody that's tried the drugs, tried the alcohol, or maybe you're still trying, tried the party life, tried all these things, then just try Jesus. 6 months of being solid with Christ, going to church, reading the Bible, praying, really trying, and it will be a 6-month test that will change your life for sure. Because once you have the solid foundation, the solid rock in your life, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. So that's what happened with the nation. The nation had that solid foundation, they had that solid rock that is Jesus Christ, and then they chipped away at it. They chipped away at it until you have this mess that you see today, where they act like we are a secular nation, like we don't have any heritage, like Christianity doesn't matter, like Christianity can just be thrown away. Stupid. which was saying that we're not a multi-faith nation or a secular nation. Britain is a Christian country. And no matter what you do, you can't take that away. It's impossible. You can't. And I made the analogy of the transgenderism. Like, somebody can do as many operations as they want and take as many tablets and medication as they want, but they cannot change who they are. And Britain is exactly the same. They can build as many mosques as they want. They can make as many proclamations that we're a multi-faith country, that we're a secular nation. They can do it. They can try and push Christianity out the public eye like as much as they want. It doesn't change the fact that Britain's a Christian nation. It's not going to change it. You can't change it. It's just a fact of life. It's unchangeable because it's deeper than just the land. It's deeper than the populace's faith in Jesus Christ. It's deeper than that. It goes to the history, the heritage, the foundation, everything, the DNA. And you just can't change that. You can't. So it's futile, the efforts. It's why, as frustrating as it can be, as annoying as it can be, that you might see these things taking place when they're removing prayers from school. They're trying to remove prayers from Parliament. And let me tell you something about Parliament. Do you know that building is dedicated to Jesus Christ? Like, officially. If you look at the history of that Parliament building, when it was built, it was dedicated to Jesus Christ. And it was actually said, written in law, that no other God or religion should take the place of Christianity in Parliament and in Britain. It was written. You can look it up. It's there. So to think that some few generations later, that same God is being insulted, that same God is being ignored, that same God is being disrespected. When you look at things at a broader and larger perspective, it's very bad. And it's a sign of the end times. And that's what we are living in right now. But we have time. Not a lot of time, but we have time. And we have time to galvanize, to push back, to win back territory, and to open the eyes to as many people as we can to the revelation and the truth and the reality of the Lord Jesus Christ. It's important. We are the citizens of this nation. We're supposed to have a choice. That's a democracy. In terms of the British values, they're all coming from Christianity. We know this. Our traditions, our democracy, who we are as a people, it's all from Christianity. It's clear, okay? It's clear. If we want to say anything else, let's go further back. The abolition of slavery comes from Christianity. As a Christian nation, Britain stood tall above what was a norm in those days and led the charge to abolish slavery worldwide. And it worked to an extent because slavery is still happening in some parts of the world, but it certainly ain't happening in the West, where human beings are being traded, or trafficking is a different story. We can talk about that another time. But slavery as it was known was abolished. Why? Christianity. Which country? Britain started it. Okay. What about law? Christianity. Law, the foundation of law is etched in Christianity. We've got Moses, the commandments, the values and the principles from within the Bible. It's the foundation for British law. Hospitals, these hospitals, NHS, hospitals as we know them, that have taken care of our loved ones, that have taken care of some of us sometimes. Churches, Christians started these hospitals in Britain. They were started here. This is Christianity. This is who we are. Charities. Everybody talks about charities. Everybody likes charities. Christianity. Christians in Britain started the charities. That's where it comes from. Schools. Some of you will be taking your kids to school in the morning. The education system. Churches. Christians in Britain started these things. So we can never remove this reality because it's history. It's gone. It's happened. It's done. So by saying that Britain's not a Christian country or it's not built on Christianity is like disrespecting the ancestors, disrespecting the founding fathers of what we know as civilized life today in Britain. That's the part that's so difficult to grip onto, is how people with intelligence can go against the very God and the very faith that built this great nation. And when I see people like Richard Dawkins and the atheists and the secularists and all the rest of them, and the Islamists too, trying to say that Britain's not a Christian country, it just annoys me to the core. And I saw some debate with Richard Dawkins, and he was saying it's about the polls, it's about the percentages. You know, when the surveys are done on whether it's a Christian country or not. Never. It's impossible. This way of life that we live, with the liberties, with the beliefs, the systems, the culture, is all Christian. It's all from Christianity. All of it. So to deny the truth is a recipe for disaster. Thank you for watching this video. For more content like this, hit the subscribe button, switch on the notification, and like the video. God bless you.